Hello, you're very welcome to Gerry's DIY. If it's your first time here and you'd like to learn how to make stoves, waste oil burners, lots and lots of DIY projects, today I'm trying to fix my engine. You can start now by subscribing and click the bell notification so you don't miss anything. So I pulled the spark plug out of my Honda tractor mower and everything looked okay. It was missing a bit, but it was just dirty petrol, dirty gas. Anyway, putting the spark plug back in, I cross-threaded it. And I went in a couple of threads. I thought, okay, I have it now. I gave it a bit more. And I stripped a couple of threads. Now, only 2 or 3 threads, which leaves a lot of threads on the inside. Now, if I went to try and tap this, you know, wind the tap in, it may or may not start correctly. You know, if it starts crooked, I could certainly wind it in and end up with a thread, but it wouldn't be perpendicular, you know, to the surface, and it would leak. So there's the spark plug I took out. And the threads, you know, these are steel versus aluminium in the head. The cylinder head on this thing is aluminium. And, you know, the threads look a little bit damaged, the worse for wear on the spark plug. Obviously, within the chamber, the aluminium head took more damage. So I bought this device anyway. This is €20, so about $20, something like that. It's a 14mm reverse action spark plug thread chaser. Okay, so I saw some videos on YouTube and I thought, okay, I'll give this a shot. Now, I haven't used it yet. I'm going to show you the threads on the inside of this thing. The first few are damaged. I don't know how well this would work if it was a steel, you know, cylinder head and you were trying to retread steel ones. I don't know. And I'm not even sure how it's going to work in this one, but we're going to give it a shot. It's a DIY channel and I intend to do it myself. Here we go. This thing is very clever, you know, and simple, which is great. So, show you how it works now. Okay, so what happens is when I tighten this, it pulls this pin or lug through this and expands out the thread, which means that it can get small enough to go in through its own bore, and then as I wind it back out, which is where the good threads are on the inside of the bore, and if this thing starts inside and winds its way out, it can fix the damaged threads. So that's the plan. So, you know, if you're going to use one of these things, play around with it first before you get it into the bore. Also, make sure your piston is down, out of the way, you know, so that when you push this in, you're not striking the top of the piston. Easily done. But I've checked it and the piston is down. So I'm going to try and show you the damage I've done to the threads before I go at this. Here we go. Now, I've got a cheap and cheerful boroscope, and maybe I can show you the damage. I'm not sure how it'll show up, but we'll give it a look. Okay, so there's the threads. It looks dirty, you know, but the threads are not defined, which is what I did when I put the spark plug in with a spanner. You know, the further I go in, I see the threads are sharp, and then as I get back towards the you know, the front of it, they look, you know, scruffy. They look a bit less well defined. So again, the idea is to push this through the hole, expand it up, bring it back a little bit, and get it to engage on the threads. You know, so the threads on the inside, you know, the first 8 or 10 threads are perfect. So when I wind this back out into those perfect threads, that's it, we're aligned. And then it'll pull through the crappy threads. It'll pull through the threads that I'm after damaging and fix them. That's the plan. Here we go. So before putting this into the engine, they recommend that you put some grease on this. And the grease is, as you pull it out, it makes it sticky and it pulls out any swarf. You know, so it's generating swarf in front of the thread as I wind it out. And that swarf, you know, that broken bits of aluminium or whatever, will stay on the grease and not fall into the engine. You know, I'm going to blow this out in any case, but you know, whatever we can save, all the best. Here we go. I've got some copper grease. I'm just going to throw it. It can be any sort of grease you want. We're just essentially putting chewing gum on it. You know, it helps with the cutting, but so there you go. You can see that. I've got some grease on the end of it now. Now I put some grease on the thread for the knurled nut as well, just to make things smooth and easy to get in. Okay, so here's the tool. Now it's very loose, I'm just winding it in so I don't have to push by the threads. Once I get it in there. Okay, so we're in. All right. Now the trick is to wind the thread a bit. And then withdraw it while threading it in. Okay, so we're in the threads now nicely. I'm just going to expand it a bit. Now I've expanded that enough that it's difficult, a little bit difficult for me to rotate it, you know, by hand. And the idea there is we're nicely in the thread and we're going to wind it all the way out now. Okay, here we go again. So as I was winding out, it didn't want to come any further. So I went the other direction now. Okay, that's just to break any kind of swarf that's there. And I'm going to continue on winding it. It's getting tight again. Okay, so it's definitely cutting a new thread. So again, I'm going to go back the other way. I'm winding in now. And I'm going to take it back out again. I can actually hear it cutting, which is what I wanted it to do. And that's it. That should have done it. So, and you can see the threads here are shiny, and there's some, yeah, lots of swerve. See it on my fingers, my thumb? Yeah, quite a bit of swerve on it. So I decided to treat the old Honda with 2 new spark plugs, and sorry for breaking its thread. So here we go, new plug. Okay, if I can get that off. Right, it's a new Denso plug, and it should just thread in. Fantastic. Right, let's thread it all the way in. I'll just tighten it. That's it. Okay, I have to sit on the seat now to make this work, but we'll just see, you know, make sure that it's okay. There's nothing blowing out the side of it, and it sounds okay. Here we go. Okay, so here we go. I'm just checking this out now. We'll see if it works. So there you go. I'm not the first person in the world to have stripped threads out on an engine, and the engine of this is fantastic. It's never let me down. I let it down by, you know, by banging a spark plug, you know, crooked essentially, you know. So I didn't start it right, and then I added force to it and made it worse. So anyway, this rethreading tool, this thread chaser tool, fantastic. You know, $19 and €19 thereabouts. I think postage was free as well. So for €20, let's say, I fixed it, which is great. So we're back in operation. Now it's raining at the moment. Maybe you can hear that on the shed roof. So I can't actually cut the grass. But I'm absolutely delighted to have it fixed. They're quite expensive, and you know, to change out a cylinder head and all of that just because I cross-threaded a plug. I'd have done it, but wouldn't have wanted to. So okay, there you go. I'm going to leave it there for now. Look, if you liked the video, please thumbs up, subscribe. If you have any comments to make, you know, leave them down below. Any suggestions, that sort of thing. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye for now. Good luck.